Morning, guys. Sorry about the computer issue earlier, but I just wanted to record just a small video of going over the homework solutions that were due this morning and just a quick lesson that I wanted to teach you today. Tomorrow, we will review everything in this second part of quadratics, and then your quiz, 50 points, will be on Wednesday. So for these problems here, for number 4, for example, 0.25, you could have 1/4 there. Number 4, number 6 were given a vertex and a point. Okay, number 9, you were given 2 x-intercepts. Okay, and you had to find A. Number 16 was a multiple choice problem. 17, you were given vertex and a point. Number 19, you technically could have used just the 3 points that were given. So that's what they have here. But because they also give you x-intercepts of 0 and 4, you could use the x-intercept form up here. And when you have x equals 0, you could just have an x there. You can have x plus 0, x minus 0. For the factor, it doesn't matter, okay? So you just need an x in there. Plug in the extra point, and you still get negative 3/4 as your A. And again, you could have x plus 0, x minus 0, or just a plain old x there, okay? For number 20, if you use the vertex form, negative 1/9. Okay, if you did use your table function on your calculator and found your quad reg, A, B, and C, you get negative, when you round, your A is negative 0.11, B is 0.67, and there's no C value. Okay, so either of those would be acceptable for that because it doesn't say, which one to use. For number 24, you were given a table of values and asked to find the function. So you do a quad reg on your calculator, and then it says, what is the height of the ball after 5 seconds? So all you would do is plug in 5 for each of those. Or you could use your calculator and graph it and use the value function and plug in 5. But you get 16 feet for that. Okay, so just want to go over a few problems. I have my calculator here as well. Okay, for this problem here, it says a meteorologist creates a parabola and to predict the temperature for tomorrow. X is the number of hours after midnight, and Y is the temperature in degrees Celsius. Write a function f that models the temperature over time. What is the coldest temperature? So they give us this little graph here, and if you notice, hours after midnight. So if midnight is starting here at 0, through the hours after midnight, and it shows us the dip in the temperature there, and it forms a parabolic motion there. So we're going to find what the equation is. So let's see what's given. We're given both of the x-intercepts. We're given a random point on there. So I'm going to use the x-intercept form to write my equation. My 2 x-intercepts are 6 and 21. So when I go put those in my formula, it's x minus 6, x minus 21. Those would be the factors that would produce those 2 zeros. Now I'm going to use my other point, which is going to represent an x and a y. 6.3 will go in for y. 0 will go in for x. I'm going to simplify. Everything on the right is being multiplied, but we need to simplify each of those parentheses there. So that's a negative 6. This is negative 21. Let's do 21, negative 21 times negative 6. We get 126, and that is positive. Negative times a negative. And then your last step is dividing each side by 126. So I have 6.3 divided by 126. And I get, I get a decimal, 0.05. So if we put our equation back together, That's my equation to represent these temperatures after midnight, okay? What is the coldest temperature? So once I have this equation here, the coldest temperature would be the minimum, correct? Coldest, all right? So that would be finding the vertex of this, all right? So a few different ways that you can do that. We're going to use our calculator to do that, to find this vertex, and it is a minimum, remember. We're going to plug this function into our calculator. Okay, just as it is, so 0.05 times x minus 6, and then x minus 21. I'm going to do a zoom 6 because I don't know what was graphed before this. And I see it, but I don't see all of it. Okay, and notice one of my x-intercepts is 21. So I'm going to need to change my x max. Remember, seeing more to the right, I'm going to have to change that past 21. So the only thing I'm going to change here is I'm going to change my x max to 30. And I see it. There it is. It looks similar to the diagram there. So we're going to find our minimum. Okay, so everything we need is in this second trace. Go down to minimum, and we do our left bound, right bound. Go to it. Left bound is to the left of it. Right bound is to the right of it. Hit enter each time. And it looks like I get that vertex to be the point 13.50, comma, negative 2.81. We round to 2 decimals. So the temperature, remember, is degrees. Okay, so the temperature, the lowest temperature would be negative 2.81 degrees Celsius, because that's what it's being measured in. Okay. Next one, the table shows the estimated profits in dollars for a concert when they charge X dollars per ticket. So if they charge $2 per ticket, this is their profit. $5 per ticket, this is their profit. Okay, and it has a parabolic motion there. Write an evaluated function to determine what the charge per ticket should be to maximize profit. So the first thing we need to do is create an equation for this. And it is a table, so that means I'm going to go to Stat Edit. I'm going to clear those L1s and L2s out, and I'm going to do a quad reg to find this value. So I'm going to go to L1, and I'm going to put all of my X's, which are the ticket prices. Okay, hitting enter each time, and then I'm going to carefully put in my Y values. Okay, once all those are in there, remember to get the quad reg, we go to Stat, we hit the right button to go over to the Calculate menu, and we go down to number 5, which is quad reg, a quadratic regression. Go down to Calculate, and we got our A, B, and C. Okay, A, B, and C go in your standard form. Okay, cool, got it. Write and evaluate the function, got it. Now what we need to determine is what X value would maximize profit. So maximizing profit would be maximizing the Y. And maximum, remember, always means the vertex. So what we're being asked to find is the vertex, but they're asking what X or what ticket price gives me this maximum profit. The maximum profit's going to be Y. So we're asked to find what X is. So regardless, we need to figure out what the vertex is. Okay, now these are some big and small numbers here. All right. So when we go to put this on our calculator, it might be something that we can't see at first. All right. So if you had the option and you're struggling trying to figure out your window, you could always find your vertex by hand, right? Even just to be able to see more on your screen. Okay, so you could do negative b over 2a. You could figure out what that is, plug it in and figure out what the y is that goes with that, okay? I am going to use my calculator here and adjust my window. So I'm going to type in negative 100 x squared plus 2,000 x minus 1,000. I'm going to do a zoom number 6. And right now I'm like, what is happening? I only see a line. That is because it is just a piece of this big parabola. Okay, so we're going to start by adjusting our window. I'm going to move my x max to 20. Okay, because I'm looking at my x values here. It goes up to 17. Okay, and I'm going to move, let's see, my y max. I'll move that to, let's do 2,000, just to see if we can see more. And I'm getting there, okay? So I'm seeing my values there. I definitely need to go higher though, okay? But I see now where it goes through the x-axis. So let's make our y max 3,000. Oh, getting closer. Let's make it 5,000. Even closer, I'm going to do 7,000. See if we can see it. Oh, so close. Let's do 9,000. There we go. So I just need to go find that vertex. So I go to second, trace. I go to maximum here because it is a maximum value. I go up to it. Left bound is to the left. Right bound is to the right. And my maximum is 9.99. So we're going to go with 10, comma, 9,000. So what we just found is that the maximum profit is $9,000, but the X that got me there is $10. If I charge $10, that's going to allow me to have a maximum profit of $9,000. So the answer to the question is $10 should be what the ticket price is. Okay, last problem. This one is more of a thinking problem, and I suggest for this one that you just draw a little diagram for yourself, okay? So let's see. The axis of symmetry for some parabola is the vertical line x equals 2, okay? So it goes through, oh, not 2, sorry, negative 2. So we're on the other side there. Okay, there we go, negative 2. All right, so we're down here. The curve passes through the point 110. So up here at 110, our parabola goes through that point. Name another point that must lie on this parabola. So a few different things you can think here. We have no idea what the vertex is. All I know is the middle line that goes through it is x equals negative 2. That's my axis of symmetry. So the vertex is somewhere on there. So to figure out the other point, you have to think and count to see what the corresponding point would be. And that's going to be something comma 10 because it's exactly on the same horizontal, okay? So if we count over from negative 2 and I count over to 1, it's 1 unit, 2 unit, 3 units. So if I count from negative 2, 3 units to the left, that would be negative 3, negative 4, and then negative 5. They would each be equidistant then. So you would say the other one is negative 510. And that's what I mean drawing a little diagram for yourself so you can visualize it. Okay. Homework number 9. The only one that you need your graphing calculator for is number 17. Okay. So you have 8 problems total. The directions in the textbook for the first 3 say find the vertex and then graph it. You do not need to graph for those 3. All I'm asking you to do for 6, 7, and 8 is just to tell me what the vertex is. Okay, and then you have these 4 problems from page 86, and then 1 problem on page 87. So I would like you to complete this before class tomorrow. So hopefully you are able to watch the lesson and then complete these. Tomorrow in class, we will review anything that is on your quiz for Wednesday. Okay, thank you. Have a good day.